ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम। Bhagavan Shri Krishna gave all that knowledge he had to give to Arjuna, and then he said, Yathechasi tatha kuru, do as you like. And then he said, well, wait a minute, don't do as you like, do only as I say. He says, Bhagavan says, Ishvara is there in the hearts of all beings and seek refuge in him. And later on he says, seek refuge in me, that means that Ishvara is me only. Isn't it? And Sharanam Vraja means, now suddenly you don't desire something else. What I have taught you, that only you do. And now having said all that, Bhagavan asked Arjuna the last question. He asked, see the shloka number 72. Kachchidetat shrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa kachchid adhyana sammohaha pranashtaste dhananjaya. Arjuna, Kachchideta shrutam. Did you listen to what I said? No, what a question, Bhagavan, you are asking. What else I was doing? In between I was asking questions also. So that shows that I was listening to you. Bhagavan said, that is right. But I am asking, ekagrena chetasa. Did you listen to everything with single pointed attention and concentration? Did you listen to everything attentively? Because we are very good at listening to everything tentatively and not attentively. So did you listen to that with extreme attention, concentration? That's what I'm asking. I know you are listening. And if you say that, you know, I was listening to it, then Kachchid Adnyana Sammoha Pranashtaha, then has your delusion, born of ignorance, gone or not? Oh, that means what? If you have really listened to everything attentively with single pointed attention, then your delusion must have gone. But if you say you listen to it very great concentration and your delusion still continues, that means Sunani takes it. You didn't listen to it properly. But if you have really listened to it, then it must have gone. Dhananjaya. So the question is asked. And Bhagavan ka dil duk 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 karata, pata nahi what he says, you know. Because sometimes, you know, the teacher asks the student, have you understood? And the student says, what? I tell you, it can be so demoralizing for the teacher also, you know. Now he is asking, what? What I taught you? What did you teach? So the problem will be there. So Bhagavan very, I think maybe hesitatingly asked, you know, everything okay? Pranashtasya Dhananjaya. Now, great luck of Bhagavan. And you see what Arjuna said. Arjuna uvacha Nashto moha smritir labdha Tvat prasadan mayachyuta Sthitosmi gata sandehaha Karishye vachanam tava. Now Arjuna says, Nashto moha, gone is my delusion. Bhagavan said, thank God. Delusion gone. Nashto moha. Smritir labdha. Now I have regained the smriti, the memory. Means here is Atma Smriti. Means now I have recognized my true self. That's the meaning here. Here memory is in terms of knowledge. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, one place he says, Tasya Smriti Tatra Dridaiva Nishtha. According to his Smriti means firm abidance in the self. A very high state. But otherwise generally says Smriti means memory. Oh, I remember my nature. What it means now I have gained that vision, that knowledge of the self. My delusion is gone and I have gained that knowledge of the self. And Bhagavan, all credit goes to you. Tvat prasadat maya smriti labdha. Is only by your grace that I have gained this. Hey Achyuta. Achyuta means the one who is never fallen from his absolute state of Ananda. That's called Achyuta. Never fallen. Always ever abiding in the self. So Bhagavan may take the avatar of Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, whatever avatar he may take. But Bhagavan remains Bhagavan only. He never slips from his absolute state. So, He Achyuta, Nashto moha, Smritir labdha, Tvat prasadat maya Achyuta. Now, Sthitosmi gata sandeha. Now I stand here freed from all doubt, confusions. Now there is no more doubt. And the best sentence he told Bhagavan, Karishye vachanam tava. I shall do your bidding. Whatever advice you have given, that only I will do you. I will do. And that's what I told you. Sharanam means what? Not to have our own will. See, the interesting part is, in the human birth, we have given some free will. Okay, that you can do what you want to do. But the best use of free will is to surrender that will to God. And say, Bhagavan, what you say, I will do that. That's the most beautiful thing and important thing we have to learn. You have given me freedom, but I give it to you only to decide. Then everything will be fine. Karishye vachanam tava. Nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan maya achyuta. Now, this is very important thing that we have to learn. What is that, you know? After reading the Bhagavad Gita, a question arises. What is the main objective or main theme of the Bhagavad Gita? Because here you find there is a lot of description, you know, of karma yoga is there, bhakti there, jnana there, yoga also mentioned, correct? And there are different yajnas are also pointed out in the 4th chapter, including control your diet. Also, see, everything is said there in this Bhagavad Gita. So a question arises as to what is the main purpose of this. You know, if you read different commentaries, they say, someone say, main thing is, Gita says, work. That's the main thing. And at one place, Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. See, yogi bhavarjuna. Yoga, practice yoga. Karo, asan, pranayam, dharana, dhyan. That's what is the main theme that is said. Bhakti that is said. So many are there. Man. isn't it? So question arises, what is the main purpose of that? So there is a method of arriving at the very theme of any textbook. And one of them, the most important is, you see the beginning and what is the end. Upakrama Upasamhara it is called. So the actual Bhagavad Gita begins when Arjuna surrenders himself to Bhagwan and he says, Bhagwan dharma sammudha chetaha. I am deluded about dharma. Dharma means my own identity, my own duty, and I don't know what is that in which lies my absolute good. Shreya, yash shreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me. So it is Arjuna's confession that Bhagavan, I am ignorant, and in that ignorance there is lack of discrimination and I am deluded. So if the student is saying that I am deluded, so what will be the aim of Bhagavan? Now tell me. A patient goes to a doctor and says, I got heart problem. And so then doctor, whatever he does, it will be to remove that heart problem, isn't it? See, the whole treatment will be focused only on that. So here also, Arjuna says, I am ignorant, and because of ignorance there is a now delusion. Means I am not able to understand what I have to do. And now you Shishyastem Shadhimam, he says, you please teach me. That's how it begins. So that means what? Arjuna's problem is moha. Ignorance, lack of discrimination, which is causing shok also. The grief, fear, and all those things are there. So then, Bhagwan's whole objective will be to only to remove his delusion only. Simple thing. And that you can see so many places Bhagavan says, Yad jnatvana punarmoham evam yasyasi. Once you gain this knowledge, you will not get deluded. That also Bhagavan said. And now in the end, what Bhagavan asked him? Did you do pranayam? Are you going to do pranayam? Bhagavan asked. Are you going to control your diet? They are our means to gain control over ourselves and all that. But Bhagavan is asking straight question, your delusion is gone or not? For which the whole teaching was given, and all other things were said only to prepare the mind for gaining this knowledge to remove that delusion. So we should not have any confusion as to what is the tatparya, what is the very main purport or the purpose or the objective of this teaching of Bhagavad Gita. All other things, whatever said, is only for this. So, when you look at Arjuna's question, and then after teaching everything, what Bhagavan is asking, and then what Arjuna is saying, Nashto moha smriti labdhatvat prasadan mayachyutam. Either my moha delusion is gone, I know what is absolute good, and now I know where I stand, and then from where I have to work here, that I know now. So my moha is gone. Therefore, if you read even the commentary of Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj also on this Gita, the end he also has raised this question as to what is the primary teaching of the Gita and purpose of Gita. And he very clearly says, avidya nivrutti. It is the dispelling ignorance. Avidya nivrutti is the main function of this. So that from this Arjuna's beginning and Bhagavan's teaching and what Bhagavan has asked him and what he has said, from this it is so obvious that it is very, very, this alone can be the theme of that. All other things, whatever said there, they are only to prepare the mind and only to gain this knowledge, so delusion goes. Nashto moha. So my moha about dharma sammudha cheta. My delusion about my identity, my duty, and my absolute good, and the very purpose of this war, and everything, all that is gone now. Smruti labdha. Now I have gained this Atma Smruti means this knowledge of the self I have gained now. Now I know. Now my doubt also is gone. And Bhagavan, don't you worry. Oh, I am going to fight now. Karishye vachanam tava. I have understood your message. So I shall do now your advice. And here ends the Bhagavad Gita. Completed. Now remember, this whole thing was being narrated by who? Sanjaya. To whom? Dhritarashtra. In the very beginning, Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyotsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. Then Sanjaya uvacha. Also you please know, it is not a running commentary. Actually, Sanjay saw everything, and only on the 10th day he has come to say, tell Dhritarashtra. The first news was that Bhishma Pitama fell down. And then Dhritarashtra cries, weeps, and then he said, now please tell me detail what happened. Then, because many people think, oh, he was sitting in the palace. And Dhritarashtra, and in the dramatically it is shown, TV serial, and his eyes, like a cricket commentary. It is just not possible also. Because in a huge battlefield, so many things happen at one time. Even if you see everything and all that, can you narrate everything? It's not possible. It is not said in that way anyway. So Sanjay uvacha, that now Sanjay, because he was reporting everything, that on the battlefield such and such thing happened, and that Arjuna came there, and Arjuna got deluded, and then Bhagavan gave this teaching. Right? So now, Sanjay is concluding this. Sanjay is the most faithful reporter. And he was really a great devotee of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And he was very loyal to Dhritarashtra, but he also knew that his Dhritarashtra is really blind, and then he is what they are doing is not right. But he always had soft corner for Pandavas, but he was bhakta of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and that's why when Ved Vyasji asked Dhritarashtra, do you want to see the battle? No, because he knew it will be a terrible thing. And I can't watch the destruction of my all children. But do you want to hear that? Hearing is okay. So he gave Divya Drishti to Sanjay, and it is said Sanjay was not only able to see what was happening, but even he could hear who is talking to whom and what they were talking. Not only that, what was happening in their mind also at that time. That Divya Drishti was not ordinary one. So all the other army people were sitting there, standing there, but nobody knew what was happening there. Only Sanjay saw everything, and he heard also everything. He says that now. We'll see here now what Sanjay says. Sanjaya uvacha ityaham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmanaha samvadamimam ashrausham adbhutam roma harshanam. Sanjay says, iti das aham samvadam ashrausham. Ashrausham means shrutavan. I listened. What? Imam samvadam, this dialogue. Dialogue between whom? Vasudevasya, Bhagwan Vasudev, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and Parthasya cha Mahatmanaha. Now you see, he is calling Partha as Mahatma. Even though somebody says Mahatmanaha Vasudevasya, the Mahatmanaha word is such that it can go with Bhagwan also. But there is nothing special then. Bhagwan is a Mahatma to already hai. Mahatma to. But after gaining this knowledge, anyone who gains this knowledge, he becomes Mahatma. Now Arjuna has become Mahatma. Parthasya cha Mahatmana. What is a Mahatma? Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji generally describes this Mahatma as Akshudra Buddhi. It's called Mahatma. Means who is not narrow-minded, very large-hearted. The whole world is accommodated in heart. Our Mahatma, that great soul, self, he who has realized, that is called a Mahatma. Do you know in the 7th chapter Bhagavan said, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevas sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After the punya of many lives, a person in a particular life comes to realize all this is Vasudeva. And the one who he is called Mahatma. See, the answer will be there only. So therefore it is correct, it is for Arjuna only it is said Mahatma. So this dialogue I have listened to, dialogue of Bhagavan Shri Krishna and the Mahatma Partha. And what is this dialogue? Adbhutam. Only one word I can say, Adbhutam. Adbhutam, it is a wonder. That's all I can say. This whole knowledge is such about what it is said, the one who experiences it as a wonder. The one who speaks about it is a wonder, as wonder. The one who listens to it is like a wonder. And the listener is a wonder. Speaker is a wonder. A realization is a wonder. Everything is wonder only. What is Ashcharyam? Ashcharyam is something you experience and you just find no words to describe it. And then what you say? It is just wonderful. But why don't you take what? No words. Something experienced, but when it comes to descriptions, you are speechless. And in Sanskrit, very beautifully it is said, when you experience something, and the only words that come out of your mouth is, ah, 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 iti charyate, iti ashcharyam. Haven't you heard this ah moment? Huh? People are waiting for ah, ah. That's called ashcharya. You experience, but you can't describe. Only say, ah, wonder. Adbhutam Roma Harshanam. Roma Harshanam means on Roma, every hair on my body, as I think of it, remember it, it just stands on their end. Horripilation, it's called all this. The hairs stand on their end. Ityaham Vasudevasya Parthasya cha Mahatmanaha Samvadamimam Adbhutam Ashrausham Adbhutam Roma Harshanam. You know, in many, many commentaries, nobody has said much about Sanjay. But in our Gurudev's commentary, you will find about Sanjay, and Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj has spoken a lot about Sanjay. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, most lucky person. Not directly related to anyone of them, but his Krishna Bhakti his dharma, at the same time loyalty to that Dhritarashtra, very peculiar combination of all that. This Sanjay was a wonderful person. And the Kauravas had soft corner for him, and Pandavas also had soft corner for him, and they loved him. So to be loved by both the opposing parties, isn't it a wonder? And now such moment, he remembers Bhagavan Vedvyasa Rishi. It is because of his grace that he was able to see the whole thing. And the war happened, that is, everything is okay. But the most important thing was Gitopadesh. And he heard that. Therefore he says, Vyasa prasada shrutavan etad guhyamidam param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat kathayata swayam. Vyasa prasada shrutavan etad. Even though the teaching was given to Arjuna, but I was there and I could listen to that Shrutavan, and only because of the grace of Bhagavan Vedvyasa Rishi. Now it is interesting to note, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and in his Vibhuti Yoga he says, Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Among the Pandavas I am Dhananjaya, and Muninam Apyam Vyasaha. So among Munis I am Vyasa. So Bhagavan is standing at one place as a teacher, and Bhagavan only standing there as a disciple, and Bhagavan is standing as Vedvyasji who wrote the whole thing, and by his grace Sanjay listened to, सर भगवान में सब कुछ है. हाँ, व्यास प्रसादाश्रवान etad guhyam idam param. Param guhyam. This is such a supreme secret. We have already talked about this supreme secret, which otherwise no one could have known. It is only by grace of God, grace of the Guru, only this can be understood. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, Tethi chukuna viralas jane nivrutti krupe jnanadeva bole. You see, to realize the nature of the supreme truth, only some rare some person knows that. But he says, I am saying because of the grace of my Guru. It is not possible otherwise. So Vyasa Prasada Shrutavan Etad Guhyamidam Param, and which was taught by Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishnat Sakshat. Sakshat Yogeshwarat Krishnat Kathayata Swayam. When Sakshat Bhagavan Yogeshwar Sri Krishna was talking. It's not second hand, third hand, fourth hand. Direct Bhagavan speaking. This yoga. And you see, one is called a yogi and yogishwara. So that means what? Lord of all yogis. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is not Lord of yogis. He is the Lord of yoga itself. That yoga practicing which a person is called yogi. Bhagavan is the Lord of yoga. Whichever yoga you understand. Whether you Ashtanga Yoga understand, Dhyana Yoga you understand, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, whatever yoga you understand. That which unites Jiva with Bhagavan is yoga. So I listened to this supreme secret yoga from directly when Bhagavan Sri Krishna was talking to Arjuna. I can't believe my fortune. And then, continuing, he says, Rajan samsmritya samsmritya samvadamimam adbhutam keshavarjunayo punyam rishyami cha muhurmuhu. Hey Rajan, O king. Now who is this Rajan? Dhritarashtra. You see, if you do not know this story and all that, suddenly you say, who is Sanjay? And who is this Rajan coming there? So he is speaking to Dhritarashtra. Rajan, O king, samsrutya, samsrutya, remembering and remembering. What? Imam adbhutam samvadam. This most wonderful dialogue between Keshavarjuna, between Keshava and Arjuna. This dialogue, again and again, as I remember, Rishyamicha, Muhurmuhu. I rejoice, moment to moment, again and again. Because this dialogue is what? Punyam samvadam. It's not chit-chatting there, waste of time and all that. Punyam is punati iti punyam, which purifies your mind. The most purifying dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, as I remember, Rishyami. And then, and the whole of the war, the highlight was the Bhagavad Gita teaching, isn't it? And what was the high point in the Bhagavad Gita itself? You know what? Bhagavad's Vishwarup Darshan. That was something. What we see the world is two-dimensional, three-dimensional, and you want to go to see the movie, three-dimensional movie with special goggles we wear and then you watch and all that. But this Bhagavad is what? Multi-dimensional. And multi does not mean 10, 20 or anything. Bhagavad's Vishwarup Darshan was, countless dimensional, that is the darshan that was there. And that could not be seen with these eyes only. Arjuna was given also special divya drishti only, with which only he could see that. So how many dimensional that view was that? So of the entire war, the most important aspect was the Gitopadesh. But in this Gitopadesh, there's something most fantastic, astounding, mind-boggling, and all that was the vision was only of Vishwarup Darshan. And therefore, Sanjay says, Taccha samsprutya samsprutya Rupamatyadbhutam harehe Vismayo me mahan rajan Rishyami cha punah punah. Hey Rajan, Taccha samsprutya. And again remembering what? Harehe adbhutam rupam. Everywhere adbhutam. What this? कोई शब्द ही नहीं मिलता. I can't find word only other than wonderful form of Bhagavan. Now you know how many wonderful forms of Bhagavan there in the Bhagavad Gita. Of course, Vishwarup Darshan to ekdam hai hi. But you know, the Lord of the universe sitting in the chariot as a charioteer. Just think of that. With the reins in his hand and driving the chariot of Arjuna. And driving the horses and all that. What rupa that must have been. there was a Krishna Bhakta. Someone asked him, "You are a devotee of Krishna. You must have read Bhagavad Gita many times." He said, "Not even once." He said, "Why, you don't want to read?" No, it's not that I don't want to read. I every time start reading, and the moment that descriptions come, what? Tatashvete hayurukte mahatisyandane sthitau. And there arrives on the battlefield a chariot, and Bhagavan Krishna, then I forget everything. Because I see only Bhagavan. And Bhagavan as a charioteer is one thing, but for his devotee's sake, he can become a charioteer. What is that? You just think? प्रबल प्रेम के पाले पढ़कर प्रभु को नियम बदलते देखा, अपना मान टले टल जाए, भक्त का मान न टलते देखा. This Prabal, the love of devotee is such that Bhagavan also forgets all his Ishwaratvam. भक्ताच्या प्रेमासाठी सोडिली मी लाज, ऐसा मराठी में भी भजन लिखा कि भक्तों के प्रेम भगवान से I just give up what? Charioteer. So the very idea that Lord of the universe becoming a charioteer itself is. There was another bhakta who in the forest, was going, where is that Arjuna? If I find him, I want to go to kill that Arjuna. And Arjuna was passing by that. He didn't recognize Arjuna. He said, Arjuna said, why, what happened? Why? He said, what does he think of himself? He makes my Lord drive his chariot. उसकी भक्ति देखो. Arjuna ran away from there. पता नहीं है क्या कर देगा मैं. हाँ. So Bhagwan's Rupa, one Rupa is this, Adhutam. Then he showed Virat Roop. And then Arjuna said, Bhagwan, please take your gentle Roop. Again Bhagwan taking gentle Roop. कितने रूप ही रूप है. तच्च संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य रूपमत्यद्भुतम हरे विस्मयो में महाराज. My mind is filled with wonderment. Rishami cha puna puna. And again I feel so delighted. And again as I pinch myself, did I really see all that? And I heard all that? And what did I do? I was so lucky. What happened? So there is so many Vismaya, so much Vismaya there. And on my own luck and my fortune, how come Ved Vyas Rishi selected me of all people? Risha. And we come to the last shloka. And it is the last shloka said by Sanjay. It's a marvelous shloka. And if we just keep on thinking on this one shloka, there is so much to think. So much to think. Sanjaya uvacha yatra yogeshwara krishnaha yatra partho dhanurdharaha tatra shrir vijayo bhutihi dhruva nitirmatirmama. You see, when a person has got such Guru's grace, Bhagwan's grace, an ordinary sevak also can make such a statement, such most beautiful statement, of deep import, he can say that. He says, Mata matir mama. This is my firm opinion and firm view. What is that? Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna. There where the Yogeshwar Krishna is there, the Lord of Yogas, that Bhagwan is there. Krishna means what? Sadananda Swarupa. Krishna, the two letters are there. Krishi Bhu Sattarthaka Dhatu Na Nirvati Vachakaha Ananda Vachakaha. So Sadananda Swarupa Ityarthaha. The very meaning of the word Krishna is Sadananda, ever blissful. And therefore it attracts. Because what attracts us to anything is Ananda only. That Ananda Swarup Bhagwan Shri Krishna is there, Yogeshwar Krishna is there, and Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. And where the Partha, and that which Partha? Dhanurdharaha. The what do you call bow wielding Arjuna. Not the one who had Gandhivam Samsate Hasta, Twakchaiva Paridayate, Nacha Saktam Avastatum, Brahmati Vachamemana. In the first chapter, that is, all the bow is slipping from my hand, and I have, my mind is whirling and all that. I can't even stand up. Bhagavan can sit down then, if you can't stand all that. I can't. Rathopastu Upavishata. Not that Arjuna, Dhanurdha. One who said, Karishye Vachanam Tava. And he is a bow-wielding Arjuna. So where Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. So when Yogeshwara Krishna and Partho, this is the combination. Then Tatra Shri. Tatra Shri. Shri is there. Vijayaha. Bhuti. Dhruva Niti. Matir Muhammad. That's my Sanjay says that is my view. Now Tatra Shri. Shri means what? Shri, one meaning of Shri is, generally say Lakshmi, wealth. But Shri also means there is grace, there is beauty, there is Shobha. It's most graceful. Grace is there. Remember, some person can gain money with smuggling, gambling also, but there is no Shri. There is no Shobha. If someone gains wealth with corrupt means and all that, there is no grace and beauty in it, isn't it? But here the Shri is that, Shri stands for Shobha, grace, beauty, and the beauty and grace of Brahma Vidya. That the Shri is there. Then Vijayaha. Vijayaha means what? Victory. In the Mahabharata again it says, Yato dharmas tato jayaha. Where dharma is, there the real victory is. Otherwise what? All the victory that ends up only in defeat and sorrow and all that. But the real Vijaya, which is not only the outside victory, but you gain victory over your own self. That Vijaya is there. Bhutihi. Bhuti is called expansion. Not only that you gain something, but then there is an expansion of that. That is called Bhuti. And you feel very happy when you start a business and if it expands. Then there is a beauty there, and then expansion is there. Narrow. Aisa nahi. Vijayaha, Bhutihi, Dhruva Nitihi. Dhruva means abiding. Niti word is very difficult to translate also. Yeah? Ni means to lead. Niti means that which leads you to your goal, to your success. So Niti word, Niti also means law. Niti means policy. Niti means strategy. Niti means moral, ethical values. All that is in the word only, that Niti. Dharma Niti, Raja Niti, Artha Niti. So many Nitis are there. So the firm ethical policy will be there only where Yogeshwar, Krishna and all that is there. Otherwise, everyday amendments. Whatever, go on, because we make a rule and then if it is very uncomfortable, amendment karo. And then when we make an amendment, then suddenly we realize the earlier law was comfortable for present situation and all that. Because there is no abiding policy, Because when, depending only this floating, what I call the situation, continue changing, on that if you make your foundation policy, it will be like that only. Because there is no foundation at all. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvani Tirmatinamo. Now, the implication of this is, Yogeshwara Krishna means, Yogeshwara Krishna Bhagavan gave spiritual knowledge. So where the spiritual knowledge is, and Partho Dhanurdhara, who is ready to act in the light of the vision of spiritual knowledge, that action. Because there is a vision that is given by Bhagavan Krishna. But that vision has to be translated into action. That is action. Once a long time back I had written, vision without action remains imagination. And action without vision creates division. Only vision and action brings transformation. That's what will happen here. So therefore it is said, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, means where there is a spiritual great vision. And there also is action, as Arjuna said, Karishye Vachanam Tava, and there is action. There is Sri Vijaya Bhuti Dhruva Nitir. So in our individual life also, if we make spiritual knowledge as the basis and foundation of our life and all activities, and then act, then see what will happen. Any individual also did that, that person becomes Mahatma only. Right? And if a community follows that, what to talk of that? But where there is no spiritualization, only worldly matter. So many our families are also breaking down and all that. Do you know why? Because all the relations are based on flimsy kind of worldly considerations only. It's something like, as a young girl asking that boy, you are marrying me because my father is going to give a lot of money? He said, of course not. Even if your uncle was giving, I would have married. I am not marrying because your father is giving. It doesn't matter to me. Even uncle is giving, is all right. So कहाँ तक टिकने वाला है, ऐसा. कोई solid foundation. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutihi, Dhruvanitir Matir Mama. I promised that I will complete, and I have completed. Because I maintained the required run rate. and therefore it has happened. It is all by God's grace, Puja Gurudev's blessings, and your most wonderful response and organization that is possible. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Moksha Sannyasa Yogo Nama Ashtadashodhyayaha. Now thus, this 18th chapter ends in the Bhagavad Gita, not in Garud Puran, in the Bhagavad Gita, which is Brahma Vidya Upanishad, dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, and its name is Moksha Sannyas Yoga, yoga of liberation through sannyas. You understand? So we are gaining this liberation through sannyas. Okay? Now, we read the first shloka again. So again you are starting the whole. No. Only you just read that, which indicates we'll keep on reading it, because it is not like a newspaper. एक बार पढ़ लिया क्या छोड़ दिया. It's not. It said Arjuna uvacha Sanyasasya mahabaho Tattvamichhami veditum Tyagasya cha Hrishikesha Pruthakeshi Nishudana. Yeah. We offer the success of this yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord and Puja Gurudev. Okay, now let us sing the name of the Lord. Our Gurudev used to like one kirtan particularly, and he used to ask me to sing that kirtan that I am going to sing. Very simple, but he always liked it very much. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. 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 Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि